South Africa is witnessing riots. Residential buildings are being set ablaze, shopping malls are being looted, highways are blocked, and armed protesters are marching on the streets. The situation is volatile. The unrest, the worst in many years. At least 6 people have died, dozens have been injured, more than 200 have been put behind bars, and reports indicate that these figures are only set to worsen. So what is going on? I'll start with the beginning. The reason behind the unrest, what caused it? The conviction of Jacob Zuma, the former president of South Africa. On the 29th of June, Zuma was sentenced to 15 months in prison. What for? Because he defied an inquiry into corruption allegations during his tenure as president. So South Africa's constitutional court, which is the most powerful court in the country, declared Zuma guilty and sent him to jail on charges of contempt. With this conviction, Zuma became the first South African president to go to jail. The sentence was hailed as a victory for the rule of law in the country, but it ended up turning law and order upside down. Let me show you some images. These are Zuma supporters, armed with sticks and shields, protesting against the court order. They've taken to the streets of almost every major city in South Africa, looting, ransacking and burning everything on their way. On Saturday, they blocked one of South Africa's biggest highways by setting fire to several trucks and vehicles. The highway burned the entire night, leaving thousands stranded for several hours. The highway is located in the KwaZulu-Natal province, which happens to be Jacob Zuma's stronghold. Several cities in this province have now been gripped by unrest, like Durban, the third most populous city in South Africa. It's witnessing unprecedented violence. Zuma supporters are burning tires, they're looting stores and clashing with the police. At least 37 people have been arrested. Same story in Johannesburg, South Africa's economic hub. Protesters are looting shops and ransacking stores. There are also reports of shots being fired at passing vehicles. At least 62 people have been detained and put behind bars. Our correspondent, Calden Ongmu, has been reporting from Johannesburg. She sends us this report.
This is what has been left from violent protests that took place throughout the weekend and at night, even after President Ramaphosa sent out strong message to those involved in this. Police continued to make arrests even at night as protesters continued looting businesses, vandalizing properties and burning tires and blocking roads. This morning, many commuters have been left stranded as most public transport have suspended their businesses, fearing being attacked. Throughout the night, police and protesters kept playing cat and mice as some protesters were feared carrying firearms that went off time and again. The protest that first started in KwaZulu-Natal province by former President Jacob Zuma's supporters slowly spread to Gauteng.
Now, as someone famously said, when the looting begins, the shooting begins. In view of this escalating violence, the police has been forced to fire shots to disperse protesters. Reports say this has led to the death of at least 6 people. But whether they died in police shootings is yet to be confirmed. The authorities are not taking any chances. They've asked the South African military now to quell the violence. The army has been deployed in at least 2 provinces. This is in order to help police cope with looting and arson attacks on businesses. But even the army may find it tough to contain the violence. Because we're not talking about 2 or 3 cities. The unrest has spilled over to several places. Umlazi, Katlehong, Pietermaritzburg, Chesterville, Nakandia and Escort, to name a few. South Africa's President Cyril Ramaphosa has issued a statement telling the protesters that it's okay to be hurt and angry, but nothing justifies the destructive actions that are endangering lives and damaging the country's economy.
These acts are endangering the lives of people and damaging our efforts to rebuild the economy. While there are those who may be hurt and angry at this moment, there can never be any justification whatsoever for anybody to embark on violent and disruptive actions that negatively affect the rights of others.
The president has appealed for calm, but Jacob Zuma's family says this is just the beginning. Edward Zuma, who is the former president's older son, says the situation will get worse if his father is not released. A statement he made a few days back is going viral, where Zuma Jr. has threatened authorities that they will have to kill him before they lay their hands on his father.
They can give Zuma 15 months, they can give Zuma 24 months, or they can give Zuma 100 months. He's not going to even serve 1 day or one minute of that. They would have to kill me before they put their hands on him. They are not going to lay their hands on Zuma over my dead body.
Extremely irresponsible statement, to say the least. It's a developing story that we'll be tracking. WION is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news on the move.